Hi, this is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm here in San Francisco at the eMetrics Web Marketing Optimization Summit with Mike Svatek, who's had some success with getting listed in Wikipedia. Now, I haven't tried to get listed yet, but I've tried to get links in and they get kicked out after a few weeks. Now, tell us some of the secrets of how this works. How did you get started trying to get listed in Wikipedia?
Yeah, it took us several shots to get it right, to tell you the truth. As a small company, we try to get the word out, and any way we can. Felt Wikipedia was the right avenue for us, and it actually took us 3 shots to get it right. And in that process, I actually learned 3 critical things that maybe the viewers would be interested in. The first thing that we tried, probably a year ago or so, was to simply put up someone on the marketing team, basically, right? It always starts with that. Someone basically put up an explanation of what the company did. And tried to be informative, but I think as marketers, and certainly people that write a lot, you tend to be persuasive in nature. Persuasion doesn't work on Wikipedia. So the first thing to do is make sure that you're not posting something that's persuasive, clearly.
So what happened on your first one?
Well, we put it up, and I would say within hours, if not minutes, it was taken down. And so it's a very dynamic environment. The idea is check in frequently to see what the status of your content is, if you can get it posted, because things are always changing. The way Wikipedia works is there actually are content administrators for different areas of the site, something a lot of people don't know. Now, any reader in Wikipedia can flag something maybe as being inappropriate or as being commercial in nature, but ultimately there's an arbitration process that goes on where the community debates whether it's an appropriate article, and ultimately a content administrator for that area makes the call. So the one key thing that we learned, obviously, clearly, is don't put persuasive stuff up. So it got whacked down right away. Okay. And so then we tried.
Too persuasive.
Too persuasive. You don't think that, but when you're in the world of persuasion, it happens. Right. And so the second thing that we did is we said, okay, let's just be completely objective and factual, right, about what we're doing and why we think it's important. And I would say that to the best of my ability and our ability, it was completely devoid of bias as far as we knew. We had it externally reviewed by other people, and I said, yep, sounds like a factual piece. And the challenge with that is facts aren't enough. It's necessary but not sufficient, if you will. So the second thing we learned is there's a huge standard of notability that you have to get recognized by Wikipedia. So instead of...
When you say notability, you mean...
Why
are you important?
Well, why is this article notable? Why is this particular topic notable? So in the case of posting your company, why is your company notable? Right. So you have to hit that bar. And if you don't do that, then it doesn't matter how true it is, it's just not important.
So did your company become more notable in those next few months?
Well, I think we got a better grasp on how to explain the notability.
Okay, so how did you go about it then?
Yeah, well, the key thing with notability is you have to show that what you're doing is important broadly, either to society or to business, etc. And so, and so the key is with probably a lot of your viewers are involved in startups, right? There's probably some kernel of core technology or core process where they're trying to change the game in their own market. And so it's important to reference back to that what you're doing is different because of certain psychological principles or maybe sociological principles or scientific principles, and explain the core science and core essence of what you're doing. And then it's hugely helpful to get references to your company. So if you have a chief scientist on staff or a chief technologist who's written academic papers, link those in there. Put references out to academic research. Put references out to other types of analyst research or analyst coverage about your company that basically broaden the scope. It's more than you telling the story. It's the entire world or the entire community telling the story. So you have to hit that notability standard. Yeah.
So that was number 2?
That was number 2.
What's the third one that you found?
Well, the third thing, so once we got it posted, so it got whacked down just for being factually correct. We finally got it notably correct, and then it was still flagged. And the challenge here is that everyone in the Wikipedia environment is part of a community. Anybody can flag it and say, hey, maybe it's commercial. So there's a debate that goes on. So get involved in the debate. Every article has a version history, and every article has sort of discussion around that, whether it's appropriate, how it should be changed. And so don't shy away from it. You have to embrace it and be part of the discussion. You're the only one that's going to be taking your side, probably. And so you need to defend it. And then ultimately it was approved by the content administrator.
So it's okay to post your own stuff and defend it then in the community.
That's right, but it's got to be factually correct and it's got to be notable.
Yeah.
And it's got to stand up to third-party criticism. So.
Now, how about external links? Are those obviously are watched very carefully?
Mm-hmm.
What's an appropriate external link, do you think?
Oh, good question. So typically you want to shy away. The less commercial you can make the external link, the more likelihood it'll be approved. And so what we did in our case is linked out to a lot of academic research that supports what we did. Again, part of the research was done by our own chief scientist, but a lot of it was done by sort of the field of psychology and sociology in general. So it sort of just creates more sort of support in the community for that. So,
right.
So certainly if you do that, you can't go wrong.
And what's been the result after you've gotten listed in Wikipedia? How has that helped you?
Well, it's helped quite a bit. Certainly if you Google for things that we do, Wikipedia is always a well-regarded site. Obviously it's got a lot of link juice, a lot of Google juice, and so it pops up high. We've gotten a number, for anyone that is, we're here at the eMetrics conference, so it's only appropriate to say people that are looking at their web analytics will see that they'll start to get a lot of traffic from Wikipedia. Now, a lot relative to other channels, it depends on how much you're investing in those other channels, but we certainly get a fair amount of traffic from our Wikipedia article.
Now, does this link juice help your overall ranking, do you think, or has that been toned down a bit?
Well, so I'd like to think it does. Hard to know. I mean, our page rank it's tough to move spots in page rank in Google, but certainly, we'd like to think it does because Wikipedia is obviously a source of a really credible site, obviously, in Google's eyes. Now, whether Google's really giving it enough juice or not, only Google knows. but it certainly helped quite a bit. Yeah.
So if you don't succeed the first time, try again and get it right.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing with us today. Tell me about your company and what you do.
Well, sure. So Baynote is software as a service company. We do product and content recommendations for websites. So think about what Amazon does. People that bought this, bought that, or viewed this, viewed that, for example. We basically try to generalize all those techniques and then provide it to commerce companies, to media companies, and enterprise companies that want to dynamically display the best content or products to their visitors.
Great.
So,
well, thanks so much for sharing with us.
All right, appreciate that.
This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today.